America, Joe Biden's campaign is lying to you once again, and they're gaslighting. Now they're trying to say that I said black people were doing better under Jim Crow. I never said that. They are lying. But why would you be surprised? Because they always lie. This is the same Joe Biden that said, if you don't vote for him, then you ain't black.
I have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That a so-called leader has made the factually inaccurate statement that black folks were better off during Jim Crow. That's an outlandish, outrageous, and out-of-pocket observation.
Addressing what he called the reinvigoration of black family today, it looks like they're trying to say Donald's blamed, they used the word blamed, I'm going to say USA, according to USA Today, that Democrats and their civil rights era policies for eroding family values. Okay, just to be clear. Okay, so they're saying Byron Donalds blamed Democrats and their civil rights era policies for destroying family values in the black community. Okay, so in this exploration of how certain policies have impacted black families in America, let's break down some key areas. Okay, we're going to start off with welfare reform policies. Back in the day, if a family received welfare benefits, having a man in the house often meant less money from the government. This rule sometimes discouraged families from even staying together, leading to more single-parent households. Now, public housing policies. These policies placed many black families in specific neighborhoods that usually didn't have many resources. They didn't have any good schools or job opportunities. So this setup made it tough for families to break out of poverty. In education, the education policy, even after schools were officially desegregated, many black children still ended up in underfunded schools. With fewer resources, this lack of support made it harder for them to get good jobs later on, which affected their family's economic stability. So, urban renewal programs, okay? There was an urban renewal program, often called the Negro Removal by critics. These programs tore down homes in black neighborhoods for new construction, forcing many families to move without better alternatives, breaking up tight-knit communities. And this was a huge one. The war on drugs. This campaign really hit black communities hard. Many black men and women ended up in prison for drug-related offenses, tearing families apart and leaving lasting scars on communities. Overall, these policies, intended or not, have had deep and lasting effects on black families, shaping the challenges they face today. Okay, so in my opinion, I believe this is what Byron Donalds was trying to explain. Okay, in my opinion, I guess he was trying to say, although what happened during that Jim Crow era was horrible, was one of the most horrible things that could happen to America, Black America, African American, that was like one of the worst situations, okay, in that time. Okay, and not to compare now to then, because now we're not in that era. However, we're still living under a, I don't know what to call it. We're still living under a bad situation. I guess that's what he's trying to say. Okay, because back then, even though families were, the Jim Crow era was, segregated and horrible things were going on, families stuck together, were still sticking together and things of that nature. So it's like I guess he's trying to say it's like a replacement, to break the family. Okay, so they killed let me not say that word on YouTube, but they got rid of the Jim Crow era. I don't know too much about that as far as like the process, how it went down and things of that nature. But in place of that, you got these other new things that I mentioned, that I just broke down to you. So I'm assuming, that was his reason for, I guess, comparing back then and now. So anywho, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with this or not. And remember, hey, I don't have a dog in a fight, but this impact all of us, one way or another. But let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Okay, watch this video so you can actually watch the video all the way to the clip all the way to the end, so you can hear exactly what he said. Okay, hear his actual words, because they did try to twist it. There's a lot going on in politics. This administration is really trying to do a number, according to, outlets, So let's go ahead and watch this and let me know what your thoughts are, okay?
I grew up with my mom. My dad and my mom, things didn't work out. As an adult, I look at my father and I say, bro, I don't know what happened, but you my father and I love you.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't there.
Wow.
But I'm going to tell you this. Growing up, the one thing I knew I wanted to do, and this is not about my father, this is about what I wanted to do, is I wanted to be a father to myself.
Wow.
And so one of the things that's actually happening in our culture, which you're now starting to see in our politics, is the reinvigoration of black families with younger black men and black women. And that is also helping to breed the revival of a black middle class in America. You see, during Jim Crow, the black family was together.
That's right.
During Jim Crow, more black people were not just conservative, because black people always have been conservative minded, but more black people voted conservatively. And then HEW, Lyndon Johnson, and then you go down that road, and now we are where we are. What's happened in America the last 10 years, and I say it because it's my contemporaries, it's Wesley's contemporaries, you're starting to see more black people be married in homes, raising kids. It's when you home with your wife raising your kids, and then you look at the world, you're saying, now wait a minute, time out. This does not look right. How can I get something to my kids? It goes back to the conversation of generational wealth. Not just having a job, generational wealth. I'm looking at my kids. How can my kids be on my shoulders when they take off in life? That's what's happening. And the public policies so that all people can thrive. And if you're actually going to compare economic policies and public policies between the 45th president and the 46th president, it's without question they were better under the 45th.
Well, look, I mean,
so if you're going to examine today,
the
hold on,
black
but Abby, if you're going to examine today in America and
Again,
where
I'm gonna
we're
interrupt
going
you
as
on the-
Americans,
I'm gonna
then
interrupt
you
you
have
on
to
the
have the
facts,
right set of economic
Congressman.
policies and the right set of public
black
policies.
unemployment
I mean,
rate
Abby, you've
was
been
the
interrupting me
lowest
the
in
entire
American-
interview. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
I'm going to interrupt you on the facts, Congressman. The black unemployment
Sure,
rate was
go
the
ahead.
lowest in American history under Joe Biden just last year. The poverty rate for black people is the lowest under Joe Biden. So you cannot say empirically for black people that from a financial level, things were better under Trump. There are other ways that you can make this case, but you cannot say that.
Actually, let me respond to that. Because the economic reality is that even though unemployment might be lower, wages adjusted for inflation, which is the true measure of getting ahead
Fair
in
enough.
America, that has been bad under Joe Biden. It was significantly better under Donald Trump because we did not have massive inflation and people were making more money, which means you're taking more money home, which means you can begin to prepare for your family, which means you can start to prepare and begin thinking about ideas of getting assets, accumulating assets, and generating wealth. Joe Biden's economy, Bidenomics, like he likes to call it, I know they don't using the word anymore, that's been destructive of so many families in our country, including black families in our country. That is the empirical economic
Look,
fact
I
that
think,
we have to acknowledge before
Congressman,
this election cycle.
inflation, I 100% agree with you, is a problem for all families, including maybe even especially Black families. But you also cannot ignore that there are a lot of statistics that suggest that Black Americans are doing well under Joe Biden, better than they were doing under Donald Trump. I want to ask you one last thing, because I know that this is actually happening as we're talking. We've learned that you are on the list, obviously, for VP candidates, and that you've received some vetting materials from the Trump campaign to be potentially a VP. Can you confirm that? And is there anything more you can tell us about how that process is going?
Well, I'm not going to confirm that right now. I had a conversation with the Trump campaign about that, and I'm going to leave that very private because they're going to go through their deliberations. President Trump's going to make a decision. I will say prices in America have been up over 20% since Joe Biden has taken office. That's hurting everybody. When prices are up 20%, trust me, Abby, going to the supermarket, going to the gas station, everybody is struggling. That is a fact. And that is why so many Americans, especially Americans who are minorities in this country, are leaving Joe Biden and the Democrats and looking towards Donald Trump and the Republicans.
All right. Congressman Byron Donalds, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, who sent Abby Phillips? What's going on in this administration that people that look like me or look like us are saying that this is the best? Like, there's no I guess the poverty level in this during this administration is the lowest ever. I'm like, I don't know one person that look like me that's actually doing great, like meaning like thriving. You understand? Compared to the 45th president, like Byron Donalds said, like he feel like people were thriving under the 45th president. This 46th president, like people aren't thriving. Like, what world are they living in? OMG. Yeah, I just had to give my 2 cents on that. But yes, thank you guys for watching. If this is the first time that you're visiting my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Bless the algorithm by subscribing, by turning on your notifications, by liking this video. I greatly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you guys, and until next time. Oh yeah, and remember, let me know your thoughts. Okay? This channel is about bringing you guys lessons, bringing you guys the information, and also hearing what you guys have to say, because your feedback and information is highly important. Okay? Because we're as one over here. Okay? No matter your race, no matter your culture, no matter your religion, no matter your sex, we are all equal. Okay? At Evil Adele Lessons, Evil Adele channel. Okay? Thank you guys. Until next time. Ciao.